I turned 24 that day. Nothing big. No party. No guests. Just a quiet dinner at home, and a small chocolate cake I bought for myself on the way back from work. I placed it gently in the fridge, with this soft, private kind of happiness. It wasn't about the cake. It was about doing something kind for myself. After dinner, I went to take it out. The shelf was empty. I stared for a few seconds, confused. Maybe I put it somewhere else. Maybe Mom moved it. Then I saw the trash can. The box was inside. Open. Smeared. Ruined. I pulled it out slowly. The frosting crushed. The cake upside down. Chocolate stuck to the plastic lid. My sister was sitting at the table, scrolling on her phone like nothing had happened. "Where's my cake?" I asked quietly. She didn't even look up. I threw it. I thought I misheard. "You, what?" She shrugged. "I don't like chocolate." The smell was annoying. The room went silent. My mom said softly, "She didn't mean it like that." I looked at my sister. "You threw my birthday cake in the trash because you don't like chocolate?" She rolled her eyes. "Why are you being dramatic? It's just cake. Just cake." That sentence hit harder than the action. Because it wasn't about dessert. It was about how easily something that mattered to me could be destroyed simply because it didn't matter to her. I didn't shout. I didn't argue. I quietly put the ruined cake back in the box and threw it away properly. Then I went to my room and sat on the bed, staring at the wall. And for the first time, something became painfully clear. This wasn't a one-time thing. This was a pattern. The way she interrupted me when I spoke. The way my things went missing. The way my preferences were mocked. The way my feelings were always labeled overreacting. I had been shrinking myself for years to avoid conflict. Laughing off disrespect. Ignoring small humiliations. Telling myself it wasn't a big deal. But standing over that crushed cake, I realized it was a big deal. Not because of what she did. But because of what I kept allowing. The next morning, I woke up early. I didn't say anything to anyone. I didn't bring it up again. Instead, I started making quiet changes. I removed my name from shared expenses. I stopped doing favors. I stopped picking up things for her when I went out. I stopped engaging in conversations that ended with her mocking me. No announcement. No fight. No explanation. Just distance. At first, no one noticed. Then slowly, they did. "Why didn't you bring me coffee?" she asked one morning. "I didn't feel like it," I said calmly. She looked confused. This had never happened before. A few days later, she asked me for help with something. "I'm busy," I replied. I wasn't. But for the first time, I didn't feel obligated. She started getting irritated. "What's wrong with you these days?" I smiled slightly. "Nothing." Because nothing was wrong. Something was finally right. The shift didn't happen loudly. It happened in silence. I stopped reacting. Stopped explaining. Stopped participating in the small routines that had quietly made her life easier for years. No more picking up her parcels. No more covering her chores when she felt tired. No more listening to her long complaints while she dismissed mine in seconds. At first, she thought I was in a mood. Then she thought I was trying to prove a point. Then she got irritated. "Why are you acting weird?" she snapped one evening. "I'm not," I replied calmly. "I'm just busy with my own things." That sentence confused her more than any argument ever could. Because for the first time, my attention wasn't available to her on demand. My parents noticed too. "Did something happen between you two?" my mom asked quietly. I shook my head. "No. I'm just focusing on myself." And it was true. I started spending more time outside. Reading. Working late. Meeting friends. Taking care of things I had ignored for years. And the strange thing was, the house felt lighter without constant micro-disrespect. My mind felt clearer. Meanwhile, my sister grew restless. She started doing small things to provoke a reaction. Sarcastic comments. Loud remarks. Trying to pull me into arguments. I didn't bite. One evening, she said loudly, "Some people think they're very important these days." I kept scrolling on my phone. No response. And for the first time, her words had no power over me. That bothered her more than if I had argued back. She was used to my emotions, my explanations, my frustration, my need to be understood. Now, she was talking to a wall of calm. A week later, she asked me for a favor. "Can you drop me somewhere tomorrow?" "I can't." "You don't even know where." "I still can't." She stared at me, trying to figure out what had changed. What she didn't understand was this. I had stopped rewarding disrespect with access. The birthday cake wasn't the issue. It was the moment I finally saw the pattern clearly. And once you see a pattern, you can't unsee it. Slowly, the dynamic shifted. She started doing her own chores. Handling her own problems. Managing things she used to casually dump on me. Not because she wanted to. But because she had no choice anymore. My parents noticed too. "She's been very quiet lately," my mom said one day. I nodded. "Maybe she's learning." She didn't ask what I meant. She didn't need to. Then came the moment that changed everything. We were having dinner when my sister said, "Can you pass me the water?" I looked at the bottle in front of her. "It's right there," I said gently. She paused. For years, I would have passed it without thinking. This time, I didn't. That tiny moment made her realize something uncomfortable. I was no longer functioning as her silent support system. After dinner, she followed me to my room. "Are you still upset about that stupid cake?" she asked. I looked at her calmly. "It was never about the cake." "Then what?" "It was about realizing how you treat me." She opened her mouth to argue, then stopped. For the first time, I wasn't accusing. I wasn't emotional. I was stating a fact. And facts are harder to fight than feelings. She left the room without saying anything. That night, I knew she understood. Not emotionally. Not fully. But logically, she realized something had changed in a way sarcasm and excuses couldn't fix. And that unsettled her more than any argument ever could. A few days later, she knocked on my door. No attitude. No sarcasm. "I'm sorry," she said quietly. "About the cake." I looked at her for a moment. "It wasn't the cake." She nodded. "I know. I just didn't realize how I've been treating you." It was the first honest thing she had said in years. "I'm not angry," I replied. "I just stopped allowing it." She understood exactly what that meant. From that day, small things changed. She spoke with more care. She asked instead of assumed. She handled her responsibilities without expecting me to step in. Not because I demanded respect. But because she finally felt the absence of what I used to give freely. She thought throwing the cake away was nothing. She had no idea it would be the moment I stopped being available for disrespect. And started being respected without saying a word.